I must admit that I was wrong about this World Cup. When I first heard that the World Cup was going to be held in Qatar, I was very sceptical. A few days before the tournament kicked off, I said that I wasn't going to watch it. I ended up watching it out of boredom because there was nothing else on the TV. How wrong was I? This World Cup has been the best in terms of late comebacks, drama, and last-minute goals. Who would have thought that Croatia would knock out Brazil and maintain its 100% world record of winning in penalty shootouts in World Cups? Who thought that Brazil, the favourites to win it, or at least one of the favourites to win it, would crash out? Who thought that the Netherlands would score with the last kick of the game and take its game against Argentina to overtime, only to then lose on penalties? I have no idea what could happen in England versus France. I really don't know. And this is the beauty of football. You never know what's going to happen. And the underdog loves to be the successor. England versus France is a very winnable game. I spoke to Maisie on Full Time Devils on Friday. We talked about the game. One thing we both agreed on was that France has a lot of class players, but some players are really unheard of and are not as strong as we think. Lloris, I think, is an excellent goalkeeper, but he's coming towards the winter of his career. In the defence, they have Koundé, Varane, those kind of guys. I don't really know what other defenders they have in their team because most of them are now backups. In the midfield, their strongest midfielders were Rabiot and Chukwuemeka. I can't pronounce his name. Chukwuemeka. I think the latter is a fantastic player who's going to easily be one of the best in Europe. But only him and Rabiot are the two best from their midfield. Kingsley Coman is a forward option that I don't think is as good as what people make him out to be. It's just because he plays for Bayern Munich, but even then, I don't think he's fantastic. Mbappe is obviously their best player. He's a world-class player and is one of the best in the world. Giroud is an underrated striker who always comes up big, and he's overtaken Thierry Henry's record to be France's all-time top goal scorer. And Antoine Griezmann was a fantastic player in his early 20s. He's a very good bench option for France, and he comes up and scores goals if when need be. But he's not their starting striker, if you ask me as well. France won 2 of its 3 games in its group, beating Australia and Denmark, but losing 1-0 to Tunisia. In the knockout stages, France beat Poland 3-1, with Giroud and Mbappe getting on the score sheet. England beat Senegal 3-0, with Henderson, Kane and Saka scoring. That's how these two teams have come to face each other. It'll be interesting to see how Southgate plays this one. A 5 at the back has been debated. This might require moving Kyle Walker to an RCB. It might require a total change of the back line. I can still see Maguire and Stones being the centre-backs with Pickford as the goalkeeper. It might mean we put in some wing-backs. If you ask me, our strongest team for this, I would put Pickford in goal with Maguire and Stones as centre-backs, as I said. Shaw as my left-back, of course. I'd actually put Trippier in as right-back, because I think we're going to need a bit of pace to cancel out France's pace. I'd put Rice and Bellingham as my midfield duo, because that's been consistent and good. For my attacking midfielder, this is a tough one, because you can put Foden, Maddison and Grealish there, and even Mason Mount. Maddison's not barely had a minute in this World Cup, so it wouldn't be wise to start him at this stage. I'd be tempted to put Jack Grealish in as the attacking midfielder. Why? Because I think that he's been impressive when he's come off the bench, and he might be required to start. As my wingers, I'd have Foden and Saka. And my striker alone, Harry Kane. It's not necessarily about having 2 men on Mbappe at all times. It's not. Because he's got room to work with. It's limiting France's space. This means that Harry Maguire is not going to be going forward as much as he used to. I don't want to see Maguire running into the midfield area and passing the ball around. He shouldn't be doing that. Because he's leaving us vulnerable at the back, but then again, no one else is carrying it for him. So we need to help each other out a lot more in this game and be a lot more codependent, which is a good thing for us if we're talking about trying to grind out a win. Hopefully, the best comes to the best, but I'm very confident. If England can beat France, it can go all the way, if you ask me. That's what I want. I want it to come home. Thank you very much for watching this preview. If you like it, thumbs up, sub and comment. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all soon.